faced with choices that will affect all of our lives, the lives of our offspring, and those to come, 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 those to come.
Hi everyone, this is Mike Staver and this is Mondays with Mike. Mondays with Mike is a weekly show that I do answering your questions our viewers and fans send in. So don't be shy, send us those questions. Here's this week's question. Dear Mike, I have a friend that can't make up their mind about anything. They are constantly coming to me asking me questions about my opinion. I used to gladly give it to them, but when I would, they would always suggest or argue the other position. All right, so let me get straight. You make a suggestion. You say, here's what I think you should do. And they should go, yeah, but I could do this. And then they argue that position. Okay, got it. I would then agree with them on that opinion just to be supportive, but then they would go back to the on the other hand position, which is what I recommended in the first place. How would you handle it? I tell them to do both. Why don't you do both? Why don't you stay and go? Why don't you have chocolate and vanilla? Because what happens with people like this is they have all this anxiety they're going to make the wrong decision. So I think, first of all, you need to kind of make it funny, because if this is a multiple thing, if this is a multiple offender that does this all the time, first thing I'd look at them and go, really? Are you really asking me my opinion, or are you just trying to process it? Because if you're just trying to process it, I'll hang out with you for like, ooh, another 30 seconds and process it with you. Or do you really want my opinion? Because if you really want my opinion and I give it to you, then listen to it. And if you don't, then let's just talk about it. Second thing, you could just overanalyze it with them. Well, let's look at the options you have. Let's look at the pros and cons of both. And you could just go ahead and just milk their ambivalence to death. And then the final thing that you could do, which I think is as good as either the other two, is say, I have no idea. I find myself confused like you often as well. And so for me to try to take on your decision-making process would be equally confusing. But I'll be here if you have, once you make your decision, to support you in any decision that you make. I think any three of those would work. I'm Mike Staver. See you next time. Take care.